And we're live. Welcome, everyone. I am Jonathan.
I'm Nick.
And we are the Gosslings.
Yes, we are.
And we're also back.
We're back.
After an extended hiatus.
My fault.
Yeah?
So sorry.
Jeez.
Caught the Rona.
You know? Yep.
Caught the Rona. Knocked me out.
You know? Yeah, so you can't really say it on YouTube, so you have to say, I guess, what, the sickness? Is Nick officially down with the sickness now?
I had the CHY-NA Virus.
Yeah, China. Yeah.
China.
Yeah, so, you know, we took a night, what was it, 3 weeks, I guess?
It's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was 3 weeks ago. We've missed 3 weeks of this, and I apologize. I'm so sorry. I couldn't do it.
No.
I had some pretty severe symptoms, and the rest of my family got it, and they had nothing.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. That's how it goes. Yeah. Well, I remember you were telling me there was the Sunday night that I went and got groceries for the first time in a year, by the way. And I was on the phone with Nick, and he was telling me, like, oh, yeah, you know, the kids got a little sick, a little 24-hour thing. And then, you know, I woke up today and I got it. I'm just feeling kind of crappy, kind of flu-y. I'm just going to take off, you know, just lay low tomorrow. We'll just do it next week. It's like, man, all right. Because this is like the crescendo of every week. Yeah. At least for me.
It is for me too.
That's what I can't 100%. Wait for. You know, I get some cool brother time. We get to do this, you know.
Missed it. Missed you.
Yeah, thank you.
You did. I did.
He did not miss me.
I did.
You know,
dude,
missed this. But.
This is the first time I've congregated with anyone who doesn't live in this household for 3 weeks. I can't tell you how great this is.
I halfway expected to come in and see you looking like Howard Hughes, you know,
my hair's like a month overcut.
Yeah, just grown out beard, you know, and
I can't do it.
Fingernails out to here, naked,
twisting around themselves,
curling up around themselves, going for a Guinness World Record, you know, and just naked, unbathed, you know, but luckily, you know, Nick looked like this, which he's got the eyes of, you know, a survivor. You know?
I've got the look of a scarred past in my eye.
That's right.
You know, I lost my sense of taste and smell the day after we were going to live stream.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I couldn't smell or taste anything for about I'm going to say about 10 days. And I started coming back, and the very first thing I smelled was myself. I smelled myself. All of a sudden I was sitting in the chair just trying to rest, and like, what is that?
What is that?
And I
funk
smelled my shirt that I had worn for this shirt.
Yeah.
I had worn for 9 sweat days, and it had that sick sweat smell.
Yeah.
You know? Oh gosh, it was nasty. So nasty.
Yeah. You know, there is something about these shirts that is so comfortable that I did the same thing. But I didn't have the excuse of being sick. I just really I work from home, so there's no one to tell me that I have to shower, you know? And so I can just wear whatever
should you
I
have
want.
to. You shouldn't have to. If it's just you.
And I did the same thing. I wore this so many times that eventually I was like, I have to wash this.
Yeah.
USAKilts.com. That's where you get this.
It's awesome. Totally worth. What is it? $20? $25? Yeah, $25. Totally worth it.
$25 shipped.
Totally worth it. Yeah. So, yeah. And most of their stuff is Scottish and kilts oriented, but they had these cool.
I know that
American
is really weird
shirts.
about that website. This is the one thing on their website that's not.
I bet they were selling them like freaking hotcakes.
Yeah.
Over the past couple months.
Yeah. I bet that's only going to ramp up.
Oh yeah,
too.
I'm sure. Well, yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Until they start censoring what we can wear in public.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is coming, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
They want to start wearing 3 masks now.
Right.
We're supposed to wear double through. Hey, Adam.
What's up, Adam?
Hey, Adam, join us. Hello, sir.
We're back. You're back. We're all
back.
Adam actually sent me, and I apologize, Adam. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet because yesterday was the past 2 Saturdays have been 30-hour days for me because I've gone shooting while doing work and everything else, and then trying to write and everything. So, but Adam sent me a video that's probably a tutorial. I haven't opened it yet on how to do a 3-way live stream.
He sent me that link today. I haven't had a chance to look at it because we went to church right after he sent it. But That'd be cool. Yeah, we want to. I think it's a Google Hangout. There's a way to do Google Hangouts.
Yeah. Okay.
Set that up and then live stream that through YouTube somehow.
Yeah.
Because they're both obviously owned by Google. So there is a way to do it.
That's, now that I think about it, that might have been how we did it for the Taurus Necros stuff with Nate. It might have been through Google Hangouts. I thought it was through Discord, but Discord probably allows you to do it too. But yeah, Google Hangouts is probably a more streamlined way of doing it. So
we will figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to let him figure it out because I can break a steel ball. So if you hand me anything, like I'll destroy a computer trying to figure out how to connect it to the printer every time. So, I mean, I'll still do it. I'll still look at it because I don't want to dump on Nick because he actually has more going on than I do. But chances are, between the two of us,
we can figure it out.
Nick is higher IQ, so he's able to get it.
I don't think that's true.
No, believe me. Yeah, just ask my marketing manager. Which one of us is able to understand the world better.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. That's high praise.
Well, it is reality. But so we got to show these off.
Yeah, birthday
cool.
gift. From our buddy Jim Powell. I had a birthday while I had COVID.
Yeah, happy
that
birthday!
Was great. Yeah, well,
happy birthday from China.
Yeah, I don't know how to say happy birthday in Chinese.
Yeah,
but I think it sounds like something I do in the bathroom.
Yeah, or it sounds like Corona.
Yeah,
it's weird how that works. Corona-chan. So yeah, they're like cool little skull
glasses
things, and
very
then
cool skull glasses,
and then they rest on the skull container.
Skull decanter here, a little skull inside.
Isn't that awesome?
Very cool gift. So thank you, Jim Powell.
It's only a matter of time before Nick is just like drinking straight from this.
Maybe I have already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe I have.
Why should I? Yeah, I shouldn't underestimate you that
It
way.
looks like a bottle.
And then it's plastic, right?
No, it's glass.
No, it's glass.
It's glass.
Okay, yeah. The cups are plastic though, right?
No, they're glass too.
No, they're glass. Okay. I don't know anything.
It's quality.
They just drink from it and then just throw it like a full-tummied meerkat, And
I have another decanter. The decanter itself is a skull.
Yeah.
I just never use it. But this was so cool because it came with the glasses and the stand.
Yeah,
that cool globe type. I don't know. It just looks. Yeah. It's just I couldn't resist. So you want to do the toast?
Yeah, absolutely.
You start.
All right. Take up the broken sword of your father
and strike down the darkness.
Oh, it's good. Is that bullet?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bingo. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I do not have a sophisticated palate. I saw the bottle, which was about down to here. So just deductive reasoning will beat, talent anytime,
Dude,
but
so much has happened. Since the last time we did this, we haven't. It
was pre-inauguration.
It was pre-inauguration. That's right.
Yeah.
It was the Sunday before the inauguration. Before the inauguration?
I think so. Yeah.
Or was it before the brouhaha at the Capitol? I can't remember.
Oh, it was the Capitol. Yeah, that's right.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, 3 weeks. Today's the 31st minus 21, so January 10th. Maybe it was right after the Capitol that we did this. Can't remember.
No, I don't think we did a Capitol one because I think we would have talked about it. Because I think I remember sending you a text.
Jeez.
That was like I'm stubborn. So like when Nick was like, "Oh, I'm sick," we didn't know at the time that that's what it was. We thought he just like had a flu or a bug or something.
Yeah.
And so at one point, like I had texted him something that was like, "Oh, it'd be a shame if we missed doing our live stream."
Yeah.
Because of what all had happened. I'm actually looking through to see if I can find that text. I may have sent it as an Instagram video. I'm not sure.
While you're looking, Adam says the new 15-minute checkpoint is uploaded. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, he's narrating book 3, and he sent me 15 minutes. There were a couple of things that towards the end of it that I asked him to adjust, and he like nailed it, knocked it out in like a second.
Really?
Which is great. Thank you, Adam. It's so great. I look forward to listening to it.
Adam probably is much more excited to do your books than mine because, one, he doesn't have to remember 80 different names that all are impronounceable. And
I sent him a pronunciation guide though, because I do have a lot of names of worlds and characters that I delayed a little bit. So, but yeah, I finally got it to him.
Well, but also like Nick's books are
short.
Yeah, short.
Yeah,
like they're like
little kids
normal.
Books.
Books,
books for kids is what I meant. Yeah.
They're not like they're not.
They're not novels.
Yeah, they're not. Well, they're not giant like elephant pile.
No, they're
books,
like on average maybe 30,000 words.
I kind of equate
chapter book
Adam narrating one of my novels as like, you remember that scene in Jurassic Park where they go and they visit the sick Triceratops?
Yeah.
And they're like, it cuts to like the shot of like one of the characters reaching out of the giant Triceratops dung pile with the gloves.
Yeah, Laura Dern actually.
Oh, Laura Dern, that's right. Yeah, and she's that's kind of what I imagine trying to do one of the Heavenly Realms novels is like. Just like, oh God, here we go.
And
Here's
Jeff Goldblum says,
you know,
that is one big pile of,
that is one big pile of crap. So yeah, so good. Yeah, well, and Adam, he recently finished the narration for Grey Aegis. So
nice.
I'm super excited about that. I'll probably listen to that tonight or tomorrow. And man, Adam, you've been killing it, buddy. It's been awesome.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
But yeah, man. So the world is falling apart.
Yeah. So and Adam says that we definitely haven't done this since the Capitol.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was January 6th. That was like almost a month ago. Yeah. Guys, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry it's been that long.
How dare you have a family
and COVID?
Yeah. How dare you have a highly communicable disease?
And it was
or virus.
So on that Sunday I got sick. And Monday during the day, I still worked.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't know what I had. And during the day while I was in here working, we had some friends come over. Well, Rihanna had like a mom and a couple of homeschool kids come over and play with the kids for a little while.
Yeah.
And they went home. And that afternoon is when I lost my taste and smell.
Oh, really?
And so we had to call them and say, I think you might want to get tested. And they got it. They got it.
Man.
Yep. They got it too.
Well, dude, when I came over here and dropped off some stuff for you, I got really paranoid for like 4 days because I was like, I touched the doorknob.
Yeah, like I didn't want you to come in, and I was like afraid. I didn't want to be rude to my brother, but I didn't want to invite him in because you walk into a house that's full of COVID, you're there for just any amount of time, and touch anything, you're probably gonna get it. Yeah. So.
I've been around, I don't know, knock on wood, I've been around a couple people who, have had it. And I mean, none of them were like deathly ill or anything, but I was in the vicinity.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like never leaving the house, I guess.
I feel now though, now that I'm on the other side of it though, I feel like Superman. Like,
right.
I don't wear a mask anywhere. I don't care. I can't get anybody sick. I can't get sick.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Costco.
Yeah.
And they're going to let me in.
I'm going to buy all the toilet paper I can.
Right.
I
just felt, there's a new sense of like confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I am immune.
Yeah. I'm
herd immunity
to this.
I'm a herd of one.
Oh, thanks, Adam. That's very kind of him. He says
man.
He likes the books. He loves the books.
Thank you.
I'm glad you like how the story is developing. The after Grey Aegis, Adam, the next one is Sturm und Drang, which is, I think we talked about that. It shows the backstory to Grey Aegis. So, and then the one after that is kind of another version of that as well. You got some good stuff. If you're into the story, at this point, it's like in for a penny, in for a pound, So I'll be happy to have you breathe some new life into that stuff. But yeah, man. Yeah.
So back to the Capitol.
Yeah.
And the interesting developments thereof. If you see in the background, you see the water jugs and the extra like paper towels.
Oh, in the very back. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because between the Capitol and the inauguration, we were like running to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rihanna was, and ordering things
and
doing like pickup orders.
Oh yeah.
And we like just totally stocked up on everything. Yeah. So we didn't know. I mean, turns out we didn't need to, but at the time,
it's good to have.
You didn't know. We thought the bottom was going to fall out.
Well, and you don't know what's still coming down the pike because I swear, like every week, dude, every week it's something. You know? I mean,
Well-
the Capitol was, you know, it could have been a great thing. Could have been a great thing.
But it's still standing.
But they didn't roll out the red carpet. I mean, they brought a guillotine for God's sake.
Did they?
You know? Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
brought a guillotine to the
A
Capitol?
full size. I saw a full size guillotine in an
No.
Instagram. I mean,
I know
look-
they did that in front of Jeff Bezos' apartment.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Here's the thing. The French only ever got two things right. Okay, and that's Napoleon and the guillotine. So even a broken clock is right twice a day. If you're gonna haul,
well, and crepes.
uh,
Crepes are good.
yeah, well, okay, fair enough. And arguably the French Tickler, but you know,
Oh, God.
I don't know. I wouldn't even know a French Tickler if you put it in front of me. You know, it's just probably why I'm single.
Put it over a broomstick, clean your dishes. It's like a good scrubbing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But if you're gonna lug, you know, a 200-pound piece of carpentry somewhere,
Yeah,
you know, and you're gonna
pretty clear message.
if you're gonna bother doing it, just, you know, what are you here for?
Yeah.
What are you here for? I mean,
They
aside
weren't
from-
there to do anything.
No.
They didn't go do anything. They just went there to be as loud and threatening as they could be.
Yeah.
And I think it backfired.
It did. It, you know, there is the whole thing about, you know, is a cover to steal 11 or 12 laptops, one of
Including
which is-
Nancy Pelosi's.
Which honestly, like, I'm not big on the Q train anymore after Inauguration Day, because I'm just like, dude, miss me with that crap. Like, you know, I don't waste my time. We've been talking about this for 4 years.
Mhm.
Why don't you? I'll listen to you when you produce results instead of just continually shifting the goalpost
Yeah.
as far as the dates, because now it's March 3rd or March 4th. And look, we all want that to be true. And I think there's a lot of the Q thing that is real, you know, but this, I mean, and there's a lot of weird stuff that's happened, especially in the wake of the Capitol, like with the extreme military presence, how they treated the military, putting them in that garage.
Yeah.
And then you know, deputizing 2,000 of them as U.S. Marshals. The footage of a lot of the people coming out of the Capitol building, some of them looking like they're handcuffed. It's all very bizarre. It's a very bizarre time that we're living in. Something obviously weird is going on. There's the whole thing of like Biden, you know, where he's not really in the White House. The Pentagon apparently is not talking to Biden, which is interesting. I mean, so yeah, like there probably is something to this whole Q thing, but honestly, until they are swinging, you know, until it's
And it'll never happen.
until
It's
that
never gonna
happens,
happen.
shut up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
so sick of
I'm
hearing
sick.
about
Me too. I am too.
it. It's because now it's kind
Just
of
stay
turned
tuned.
into
Something big's gonna happen.
Right.
There's all the stuff going on.
watch the show.
Buy supplies. Stay tuned.
Right. Yeah, buy gold. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Buy gold.
buy this VPN, because you know the government can't track that.
It's exhausting.
It is, but at the same time, like, you know, there's enough weirdness there to make you to give it some sort of lend it some sort of credence. Like okay, Pelosi freaks out after the Capitol incident and immediately goes into this frantic attempt to impeach Trump a second time,
Mhm.
even though he's not going to be in office in 7 days.
Yep.
Or 14 days or whatever. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's weird. That's really weird.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? You know, you can't, I mean, as far as I know, you can't impeach a president who's no longer in office.
He's not a president.
So,
anymore.
right, he's not,
Yeah,
you know, but then again, if you're on the Q train, it's like, well, no, he is the president. He's the first real president since Abraham Lincoln, and, you know, the Corporation of America was dissolved, you know, back in November and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe. But show me the money, baby.
Yeah.
Show me the money. I
Yeah.
want to see it.
I mean, none of that. Honestly, the legal acrobatics, the constitutional acrobatics
Mhm.
that people go through to prove those points and theories. Fact of the matter is, might makes right.
Yeah.
Whoever controls the military controls the country. Whoever
Yeah.
controls law enforcement controls the country. And right now, that is the potato
right
in the White House.
You just gotta do the thing, you know. I mean,
you know the thing.
You know the thing.
You know the thing.
You know,
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
I mean,
That all men
you
and
know what?
women
That's
are
another
created
thing.
by, you know the thing.
That's another thing that honestly makes me think that all that Q stuff is real, because it is such a bizarre circus.
Yeah.
It's such a bizarre freak show of geriatrics and histrionic retards that it makes you think like, you know, maybe this is all just dumb pageantry and none of this counts.
It's the deep state. Obviously, there was deep state. We see it now.
Yeah.
And it's just political, like you said, pageantry. It's political theater right now. And I haven't even looked at the news in like almost 2 weeks since the inauguration. I'm just like, I know what he's going to do. He's just farting out executive orders one after another.
Yeah.
You know, appointing boneheads.
Yep.
You know, wrecking jobs. I'm sure. I heard something about the pipeline going down. And
of course.
Of course.
And they supported him, by the way. So all of you like Keystone Pipeline people, if you're ever watching this video, you get exactly what you deserve. You know, it's the same with you Californians. You get exactly what you deserve, and you deserve it.
Not like they're going to feel it any differently in California. They're already a socialist, you know.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what like you people,
they just want the rest of the country to be as miserable as they are.
Yeah, you want to drag everybody down with you, you know. It just, you know, it's hilarious watching them get their feelings hurt over like everything that's happening in California, or like with the Keystone Pipeline people reading their angry tweets of like, what? You can't believe you're like shutting us down. It's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have supported it.
Remember when he went into that factory and he got in that guy's face and he said, I don't work for you? Well, did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Did you watch him say the thing? You know the thing.
You know the thing
that he said.
That's the hilarious thing about what all has gone on recently is what the 2020s, the whole decade probably is going to be, is a decade of revelation of like, okay, we're pulling the scales from your eyes, whether you want them removed or not. Adam makes a good point. Croissants too. Yeah, you're right. You know, the French got croissants right. You know, here's
like a nice flaky croissant.
I admire Adam mentioning that about croissants, because as an Englishman, Adam, I think you're legally bound to like not like anything French. So I don't think I think you have to hold, that French hatred, so it's
tradition.
Yeah. Anything you can get. Well, look, how do you live down the Norman invasion? I mean, come on, things are going so well until those.
Well, their monarchy is still tied. Their bloodline is still tied to that.
Yeah. What is it? The Plantagenets. Yeah, I can't pronounce it.
Plantagenets. Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it.
So, but everything. What we saw with the election was, okay, your vote doesn't matter. That's what we've shown with the election.
Yeah.
What we saw with the Capitol was, no, really, we don't care about you or what you want. As politicians, as government, they are going to do whatever they want. And they don't care what you think. They don't care what you want. And then with the recent economic kerfuffle over GameStop, and
GameStop, so beautiful.
I know,
such a beautiful event,
dude. The Treadproof guy and I yesterday, Todd, he's so excited. We were laughing about it.
Yeah,
we're just like, it's so beautiful. Watching these parasitic, just predatory weasels lose their minds because someone's beating you at your own game.
And now they're saying, "Oh, it's not fair."
Yeah, we need more regulation.
We need to change the rules. Yeah, what hedge fund? Ever said we need more regulation?
Exactly.
Yeah. Only the one that lost billions of dollars and had to go bankrupt.
Yeah. Well, and
because they took a short position on a company that had a penny stock, and their position was 140% of the stock of the company.
Yeah.
They bet against 140% of the existing stock of GameStop.
Yeah.
So you know what? When it came to call,
they Ate it.
crumbled.
Yep.
And there are a lot of people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars now.
Oh, yeah.
Because they like video games and they thought a while back, hey, GameStop's $3 a share, $4 a share.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now they're swimming in it.
Because I can get my Bushido Blade 2 for
That's
$5.
That's right.
Well, and the beautiful thing is you don't listen to anybody who tells you to sell. Hold. Because it's at this point it's a bluff game. It's a game of chicken. And they just everybody, even Jordan Belfort was on a Sky News interview earlier, talking about don't be greedy, sell. I'm like, oh, really? Well, that's hilarious coming from you. The Wolf of Wall Street. Shut up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he knows a thing and he's paid his dues, but I'm more of a, like right now, if I owned GameStop shares now, I'd be selling.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's going to continue to go up.
No, it won't. But the whole point is that they want you to sell so that they can recover their losses. But but the thing is, if you throw $100 into that a week ago, all you do is you just hold on to it now. Because if you hold on to it, if you don't flinch, if you don't break from that game of chicken that they want you to break from, then you can put those people out of business. You can destroy those hedge fund managers.
Well, they did destroy the fund that took that massive position against them. I don't know if any others did.
And that's the same thing about all these talking heads on YouTube decrying the insurrection and the violence. We're not the party of violence. We believe in law and order and all this crap. It's
right.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, first of all, where has that gotten you? Anywhere. And by the way, every single talking head, Ben Shapiro and Colion Noir and every single conservative YouTube talking head, everybody in the gun community, every one of them sold out and said oh, it's just reprehensible. I mean, just, it's that Bill Burr thing with the jowls. Reprehensible. Because they all were oh no, if I don't denounce this, then I won't get my sweet, sweet donor money. And YouTube might deplatform me. Yeah. So that's what I talk about when I talk about Revelation. What we are seeing is these people are absolute phonies. Absolute phonies. Everyone in the NRA community, all of these Second Amendment, people who have been talking about for 10 years now. Oh, you need to learn how to train and learn how to, fight and protect yourself and, the jackboots and, whatever, the British oppressive, whatever, Concord, Lexington. Okay. But when the rubber doesn't even meet the road, it just squeals slightly to the pavement, just barely grazes and heats up the pavement a little bit at the Capitol. Every one of those people, every single one of them blanched and was oh no, well, this is not who we are. We're not these people. We don't need this. Every one of those people are feckless cowards.
Well, what were they supposed to do though? Why were they at the Capitol?
Well, they were at the Capitol probably agitated by a number of agent provocateurs.
Sure.
And it's if you're gonna go do something, don't go if you're not gonna do something. Doing something.
I think most of them went just to protest.
They did, and then they dovetail into this other thing, and it's well, why are you even bothering if you're not going to solve the problem?
Yeah. Well, we live in an age now that I don't think they want to admit, and I don't think that the other side wants to admit, is that protest is not going to move the needle. Protest is not going to do anything because on one side, if you protest, you're demonized as an insurrectionist.
Right. Yeah.
And the other side, if you protest, you're a hero.
Right.
And you can burn buildings to the ground and riot
and
they'll say and kill people and fiery, but mostly peaceful protest.
Right. But if you're if you're a liberal or a Democrat, then you can absolutely get away with it.
Yeah.
But,
it's just, you know what? And it's not going to get any better. It's not going to change.
No.
There's not going to be some violent uprising of either side, except for what you're seeing in Washington right now, in Oregon, where Antifa is allowed to run rampant and do whatever they want. Besides that, nothing's going to happen.
No, it's only going to get worse.
Nothing's going to happen.
But the thing is, and here's ultimately my point. what happened at the Capitol was a game of chicken that we lost, because I heard people tell me,
That's a good way to put it.
oh, well, I got to go. These people got jobs. They got to go back home to their jobs. Really? Like, you're going to show up and do this thing that could potentially reset the board, but, oh, you have to go home because you have to be at work at 9 in the morning the next day?
That's exactly what I was. And I said that before. I said that. I'm like, I told my wife, they're going to go. They're going to make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
But a couple days later, they're going to have to go back to
their
jobs and families and everything else. They're going to travel back.
Yeah.
Because they have lives they have to lead. And then Congress will reconvene and do their thing and just keep moving forward
and
the way they wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But they were able to use
mm-hmm.
the events of the Capitol to demonize them and ramrod some new items into their agenda.
Right.
Call them insurrectionists, impeach the president, use the event as a political tool, weaponize it against their political enemies is what they're doing.
Well, yeah. And ultimately, my point is between the flash in the pan that was the Capitol,
mm-hmm.
and ultimately the flash in the pan that is going to be the GameStop thing. Because
which was great.
What both of those show is they hate you.
Yep.
And we have no reason to care about them in the slightest. Okay? Because they do hate us. Both of these entities hate us, and we are nothing but livestock to them.
That's true.
And so there is no cohabitive, loving relationship that exists between the American people, especially the middle class, and these two entities. We have had two confrontations, both of which ultimately will be flashes in the pan that don't amount to anything. But here's my point. They are so disconnected from the potential reality that they get scared and react when 200,000 unarmed citizens show up.
Mm-hmm.
Unarmed.
Mm-hmm. That's why they flex their muscle by having the 20 or 30,000 National Guard troops come into Washington, and nothing happened.
Right.
But it was a show of force.
And then with Wall Street, you have and government now colluding together, and by the way, flexing on Robinhood, and Robinhood being part and parcel
dirty.
to just selling people's stuff out from under them. There'll be lawsuits
and not allowing them to log on to the platform and sell their own stock.
Yeah.
Keeping people away from their phone.
So here's the thing. Government
robbing the poor to feed the rich, Robinhood. Very good.
And Wall Street, all of these entities are so scared of unarmed Trump MAGA supporter citizens and Redditors.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's the thing that they don't understand. Those are the normies. Like, those are not the people. Like, if you're scared of those people, you're scared of like a band of goblins roaming the countryside when there are 80-foot trolls out there. Basically, what I'm talking about is anonymous and 4chan. If you think that you should be scared of Redditors are
like just common people.
They're normal people. They're just everyday people. Redditors are nothing compared to 4chan. If you ever made 4chan mad, like, again, they have no idea. They're so disconnected from their own people. They don't understand that there are real terrors out there who could absolutely destroy them. I'll give you a perfect example. The Shia Labeouf thing. The Shia Labeouf, he will not...
I didn't hear about this. What is this?
This is from about 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. The he will not divide us thing, So Shia, real quick, Internet Historian has a great series of videos about this. Adam says, we need the gray ones. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we do. Yeah. See, Adam gets it. He knows. Yeah. It is a trap. It's all a trap, But like, okay, so with you can go to Internet Historian's YouTube channel and look up the Shia LaBeouf deal. But as an example of the powerful force of weaponized autism that is 4chan,
Yeah.
and how, like, if you're scared of Reddit, you have no idea the demons that are out there that could rip you to shreds.
You mean rip you to shreds digitally? Online?
Yeah, I mean anything. Yeah, yes.
Like 4chan could send its sounding call out.
They could do anything they want to you, and you will not be able to stop them short of killing. Like, I'll give you a perfect example, the Shia LaBeouf deal. Shia LaBeouf made 4chan mad. He made Anonymous mad. And so he put up a live stream of, I'll skip a bunch of stuff, but basically there was a live stream that he put up of a flagpole with a white flag on it that just said, "He will not divide us." And it was a live stream camera of, like, shooting up against a blue sky, right? And because the last place that he tried to have some sort of live stream, "He will not divide us" kind of thing, 4chan found it and ruined it. Because
I don't understand what "he will not divide us" means. He's had to get
it was a Trump. Yeah, it was a Trump.
Anti-Trump thing.
Yeah, it's an anti-Trump thing.
That makes sense.
And so, right, of course it does. And so, in order to, they found his previous thing, his live stream thing, and they bomb, they, like, not photobombed it, but they, like, people bombed it, they made fun of it. They just ruined it. They showed up and they just ruined it, and they just, because it was just like, it's just, they're pure chaotic neutral, right? They just, whatever thing pops up just for the lulls, man, they're just going to go and destroy it. And so he thought he could beat them by putting up this flagpole with a flag that said, "He will not divide us," with a blue background. And there's no landscape. There's no defining landmarks. There's nothing that indicates where this thing is. I mean, it's literally just a video footage of a flagpole. Yeah. And you would think that, like, okay, well, he's still sending out his message, he thinks, and no one can get him. Here's how powerful Anonymous is and 4chan, and how beautiful they are. Like, honestly, there are only 3 people in this world that I fear, and Anonymous is one of them. They figured out, because it was a live stream, they figured out what time of day, because of the sunset, so they narrowed it down to a time zone. And then they watched and found planes coming through. So they were able to track which planes
we're going through the time zone,
and then figure out roughly general location of where it was. And they figured out that it was in Greenbrier, Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
And so they sent a guy out there, and he went out there and started honking his horn. And because it's a live stream, it has a microphone, you could hear it. And they would say, "Oh, play the hot and cold game," until he was able to find the flag and take the flag.
They took the flag?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then he put up another flag on, like, the roof of some museum.
Shia LaBeouf lives in Tennessee?
No, he was just filming. I think he was filming a movie here. I don't remember what it was. But then it happened again. It happened 2 or 3 times. And basically what I'm saying is, every single time the weaponized autism of Anonymous, of 4chan, was able to find
autism.
Yeah. Within
like
24 hours.
Wow.
I mean, it's just like, it's like the Borg. It's like making the Borg mad. And then all of a sudden they just pour all of their energy.
That's a cool sound effect, by the way.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
Practice that.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of sound effects around Nick when we were riding in the cars.
Oh, yeah.
Down to Destin. So anyways, the whole point being, like, the mainstream everything is losing their mind over a bunch of just, like, normie middle class people who do a couple of things that make them scared. And it's like, you have no idea what really exists out there.
Yeah.
If you're scared of that, like,
they should be scared.
You should really be scared of the things that you don't know exist.
Yeah, they're not. They think they know it all. They think they're aware of everything, and they're the elite class, the political elites, and they have cocooned themselves.
Yeah.
And they're disconnected, and they like to be disconnected. They don't want to be connected.
No, they hate us.
Because they're not out for anyone else's interest. They're out for their own interest, and they control the beast.
Yeah.
They control the system.
And it is a beast system.
Yeah, very much so.
Adam, is it the same way for you guys in the UK? Like, do you have that same kind of relationship with your parliament? Like, One thing, I don't know. You may not want to answer that, depending on how Orwellian it is at this point. But one thing that I do admire about like Parliament in the UK is like, have you ever seen those guys?
Oh, they're fiery. They're fiery debates.
Like, dude,
I love it.
Can you imagine if we were like that here?
I'd love it.
We
used to be. We were at one point.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, back before testosterone levels started dipping in the early 20th century.
Maybe. Yeah, there have been some knockdown dragouts in Congress before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially in the House of Representatives.
Can you imagine just Mitch McConnell and AOC just pulling at each other's hair?
She'd rip him apart.
She would, yeah. She's got that Latina heat.
Gosh.
You know. Yeah.
And he's an old turtle, so
yeah, he is an old turtle. You know who?
No shell. He's like a turtle with no shell.
He is.
He's
Oh
all
my gosh,
soft spots.
Yeah. He's probably so pumped full of formaldehyde though that like nothing hurts him. You know, he's just like a leper. Like he could just keep fighting. You know, he's like a zombie. You could just rip his arm off and he just keep going.
Yeah, Adam says never trust them though. They are disconnected from the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
See,
are.
Yeah,
that's
Adam
exactly right. We don't trust them.
Yeah,
you know, even the people we get excited about and vote for, we get them in office. We still don't trust them.
No, and we barely like them. That's
even when they're babies to the way things work in Washington, babies to politics.
Yeah,
we're sending them out there to represent us because when you're naive of how everything works, you're in the best position to represent the people who sent you there. But it gets washed away. Your naivete gets washed away rather quickly when you're in Washington because all of a sudden you start realizing
this is a pit of vipers.
There's negotiation involved and some give and take. And if I give just enough, I'll get some in return for me personally.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of self-interest at play.
There is. It's entirely motivated by self-interest.
You know, why are politicians exempt from the insider trading laws?
Right.
They know they're going to pass a bill that's going to impact an industry or a set of companies.
Yeah.
And before they pass the bill, they invest in these companies.
Yeah.
They have this insider knowledge. Clearly, that's illegal for anyone else in the country to do. You know, but they get away with it. But that's the thing about America.
Yeah.
Rules for us, but not for them.
Right. And that's, you know what? I'll give you a very clear example of this, an infuriating example. Lauren Boebert, I think is her name, the chick who is advocating for carrying her handgun. She's a representative, and she carries her handgun. It's either Lisa or Laura. Boebert's her last name. Whatever, doesn't matter. But
U.S. representative.
Yeah, U.S. representative. And
you know what state?
Yeah. I don't. Montana, maybe.
Look it up later. Well, that would make
Colorado. Sense. One of the states that used to be cool before Californians got there. I hate you people. I'll just be honest. Like Californians, I had you in the gun shop. I despise you people so much. But that's not here and there. There's some that are all right. You know who you are. But no. So like all the Second Amendment YouTube channels were having this Boebert representative on there, and she's very pretty. And they were having her on there because she was making a very strong case, and she had crossed swords with AOC and some of the others about how she, especially after the Capitol insurrection, she wanted to be able to carry her handgun into the Senate chambers or the House chambers or wherever, you know. And it's like, and every single Second Amendment YouTube gun rag channel was like interviewing her and lionizing her for this, you know, because it's like she wants to be able to carry her weapon for self-defense in the thing. Lauren Boebert. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Thanks, Adam. Yep. Yeah. See, Adam does the hard work that I'm too lazy to do. So, but you know, and her message is good, right? Like, yeah, absolutely. You should be able to protect yourself everywhere you go at all times. Absolutely. And if it makes other people uncomfortable, that's their problem, not yours.
They should wash their mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you should watch what you write. Yeah. So, but like, that's the thing is that like the Second Amendment doesn't stop. It shouldn't stop at certain places. It should continue literally everywhere. But of course, we're so far from the Constitution at this point. We're a pallid shade of our former selves. But here's my bone of contention. Rules for thee, not for me. Lisa or Lauren Boebert is making a case for her being able to take her handgun, her personal sidearm, into the chambers. And that's her fight and her struggle. Meanwhile, if you're an average citizen in Washington, D.C., you can't own or carry a handgun.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So here's, you want to talk about the disconnect. Here's this spoiled tart of a representative who thinks that her big crusade, her righteous struggle is to be able to carry her handgun into the chambers, the representative chambers. Meanwhile, the very people who pay the taxes, who support the pit of vipers that is DC, can't even own or carry a handgun.
Yeah.
Much less carry it on federal grounds,
Yeah.
So it's like even the people that are on your side, they're not on your side because she doesn't care anything about that. She's not championing, constitutional carry or even the ability to own and carry a handgun at all.
It's her fight about herself.
Yeah, it's her fight about her ability to do what she wants and showboat so she can get that sweet NRA money before they go bankrupt. And it's awful. They are despicable people.
They are.
Every single one of them. And I think you are morally compromised if you don't hate them.
Yeah, I don't see how you can be a politician at that level and not be a morally compromised person.
Yeah, every one of them are despicable, So, but anyways, so I can't wait to see what next week brings.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna look. I just can't look anymore. It is just I feel cast down when I look at any news, any media, and one thing that I didn't look at much of it during my time, my snuggling with COVID under the blankets. We didn't. You
and China were getting real cozy.
We were. We were
just breathing in your neck,
breathing each other's breath. And but I didn't really. I couldn't watch the news. I felt bad enough just being sick, and I didn't want to add depression on top of that.
Yeah.
And
smart call.
There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can post. There's no voting I can go do.
Yeah.
There's no.
It wouldn't matter anyways.
It's not gonna. Nothing's gonna work.
They just alter the votes.
Who am I? Like you said, I'm a livestock. I am one flesh suit.
Yeah.
Just among 200, 300 million.
Yeah.
I'm chattel.
Yeah.
To the government.
We are just
there's nothing I can do.
Barcoded chattel.
And looking at all their corruption, looking at all their, looking at their,
Yeah.
Filthy rear ends,
Mm-hmm.
Crapping all over the country, crapping all over citizens.
Yeah.
That's just going to make me depressed.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to control what I can control.
And that's the smart move, is just control what you can control.
For now.
I got a buddy who went through SEER school for the Air Force. Survive, evade, rescue, escape, or whatever it is. They're hardcore survival training. And he said the biggest lesson you learn from going through SEER training is you learn to accept that you are not in control. And once you can get to that point, you can operate effectively, and just because then you can navigate the chaos instead of trying to instead of spending your energy trying to harness the chaos, you figure out how to navigate through it.
Yeah. You can accept the situation as it is and plan accordingly.
Right.
But people who think they still have some degree of control, like they have these options that can change the situation, they won't accept the reality of the situation.
No.
And I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just not that guy.
What is that? Let's see. Adam says, well, that's not right at all. If no one else can, then she should not be either. See, yeah, you get it,
agree.
Adam. They won't even let you guys have guns where you are. Well, I think they'll let you have shotguns. I think they'll let you have like over and unders and side by sides. I only know that because I watched Skyfall not too long ago. So, which is a really good movie, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the 007 Skyfall.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I don't know.
Let's see. It is a good way to give her a spotlight to make people remember her. Yeah, exactly. It's self-aggrandizing.
Yeah, it's her 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
In her one term and in the House of Representatives.
Yeah. Will they let you have cool shotguns like SPAS 12s out them? Will they let you have like semi-automatic, high capacity, or is it just like hunting over under side-by-side kind of shotguns. I'm curious about that. I'm not too up on English law. Europe is very weird. It's very some countries will let you do some things and other countries won't let you do anything. Like Germany, in a lot of European countries, Germany especially, suppressors are not a big deal. Just the basics. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Suppressors are not regulated in Germany.
Interesting.
Because they have such a wild boar problem. Like they have, it becomes suppressors are looked at.
They have a boar problem in Germany?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There have been reports of them having to hunt wild boar in the city of Berlin. This is about 10, maybe 15 years ago.
Wow, crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like the boar are such a problem. And in probably most of Western Europe, but Western Europe has a very utilitarian approach to suppressors that we in America do not. We see them as naughty and big and bad. So like you got to
scary looking,
right? They're silencers. They're assassins' weapons. So
oh my god, we're so vain.
And we're so soft and stupid. Like that's the thing. We're so soft, But the thing is, like over there, it's seen as a courtesy as a hunter to have a suppressor. Because it's just noise reduction.
Yeah.
And especially if there's a boar infestation in a metropolitan area, you want that noise suppression. So like Australia
leave pragmatism.
Yeah.
Leave pragmatism to the Germans.
Right.
Show you the way. I mean, seriously. Efficient, pragmatic.
Yep.
And we're over here playing,
except for those wooden doors.
Yeah.
We won't go there.
What did he say? Oh, in the extreme and powerful world of an air rifle. Oh, you got air rifles.
Yeah.
Hey, there is something to be said for a good air rifle.
Dude, I know some people who deer hunt with air rifles.
Really?
Yeah, you can take dude. I mean, they launch. I mean, it's just a little projectile, but I mean, man, it moves.
You get a pellet in there.
Yeah,
lethal.
I got some buddies who are some expert squirrel killers.
I bet.
With their air rifle, but I do know of some people who deer hunt with their air rifle. I don't know. What's the biggest animal that you know of anybody taken with an air rifle, Adam? I'm curious. I'd be interested to see that. Crap, we're almost at an hour. We haven't even done our...
Yeah, we got to do our one-offs. Hold on a second.
Adam, go ahead and answer that question. We're going to do our typewriter one-offs real quick because
I got it here somewhere.
This is what happens when you go for like 3 weeks without talking.
Now, I don't have 3 weeks worth of typewriter one-offs.
I thought about that.
I didn't even walk in. My typewriter's sitting right there. I didn't even come in this room for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't be cold.
Oh, right.
It hurt to be cold.
By the way,
agony.
Have you, a work buddy of mine recently turned me on to cold showers?
Yeah, I've done that.
Dude. Like, and I only do it for like the last 2 or 3 minutes because I'm still a soft.
Yeah, I do a hot shower, and then at the end, sometimes I'll turn it to cold for maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah,
just because.
Well, they say
it'll jack up your heart rate so fast.
Well, they say if you
your
and you
body
can even just
contracts into an alert state.
You can just ease into it. You don't have to like go straight to cold. But if you spend the last 2 or 3 minutes doing a cold shower, apparently it's much better for your circulation.
Yes,
it's better for your skin.
Yep, cold plunging. I mean, the Russians have been doing it for ages.
The polar bear community.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they do the hot tub, then the ice bath.
Yeah,
the hot tub, and the ice bath.
Dude, that always looks cool. I'd like to. We kind of did.
And you know what though? And I heard this too, and I do more of it for this reason. But it increases your testosterone production.
I believe it.
That's why Russians are such freaking bears of men.
Yeah. See, Adam gets it. Yeah, cold showers made. Adam and I were talking about that on Instagram a while back. Yeah. Let's see. Hare or a muntjac deer, which are tiny. Oh yeah, probably like a little Floridian deer.
Yeah, but I could.
Yeah, listen, dude, that's still
a dinner for a family.
That's a meal.
Yeah, it's a meal. For
absolutely.
Sure. King won't get mad at you if you shoot that deer, though. I hope you can. Hopefully, you can still shoot the king.
You're poaching on the king's property, on the king's land, Pilgrim.
Yeah,
that's my best. What was his name? Michael Wincott. That's my best Michael Wincott.
He was Guy of
Gisborne. Yeah. He also did the voice of the Prophet in Halo 2.
No kidding.
And as a result of that, he is the direct analog for the character Asmodeus.
Oh, nice.
Novels.
Okay.
Yeah, like anytime I was writing Asmodeus, I was always writing him with Michael Wincott's voice, which just sounds like acid poured over gravel. Like he's just so cool. Adam did a really cool version of Asmodeus, though, that was very different than what I had thought of.
Very cool.
But
right now I'm reading. Speaking of Guy Gisborne, right now
I saw the book in there.
It's a biography of Edward Longshanks, Edward the First.
Oh yeah, cool.
And it's he's the grandson of King John.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his father is Henry III.
Yeah.
And it was during Henry III that a lot of those Robin Hood type legends and stories were being written, because Henry III levied all of these taxes and sent the sheriffs out, to collect all these taxes. So the Robin Hood legend was probably created and written, during the time of Longshanks' father. But I'm just getting into the good stuff where Edward's about to become king and take it to the Scots and Wales and all that. So it's good. It's a good read. And the guy who wrote the biography, biographies can be really boring depending on the writer. But this guy actually makes it pretty interesting.
Yeah, there are some good ones. Yeah,
there's some good ones that just know how to kind of tell a story a little bit
and make it wet, make it not so dry.
It's really good.
There's some fun in there. Adam was telling me about some of the benefits of cold showers. I would appreciate it, actually, Adam, if you could put in the chat what you think like some of the health benefits of cold showers are, by the way. Just for anybody who ever watches this who might like benefit from
the number one benefit is your water bill. I mean, your heating bill is going to be way down, but beyond that, I don't know. And your water bill too, because your shower is going to be a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you're not enjoying it.
It's hard to do though.
I can't do it straight off, man. Some people can just like jump in there. I got a work buddy who's like, now he just takes cold showers, just straight cold showers. I'm like, dude, I wish I were that tough.
And my hair just won't do right.
Yeah. I can't have this flat, Come on, I gotta, what this looks like when cold water is the only thing that, we did that though when we were like 10 or 11. There was a Holiday Inn that we stayed at. It's one with the waterfall.
Yeah.
It's in like Pigeon Forge in Chattanooga.
Yep.
And it had a hot tub. And I remember there were a couple trips where like we would get in the pool and then we'd run and jump in the hot tub and then we'd run out and jump in the pool.
Yeah.
But when you're like 12, you're crazy. So it doesn't matter. Anyways, we probably have to go pretty soon.
Let's do our one-offs. Let's see who goes first.
All right.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Yeah. Finally.
Yeah, you deserved one. You deserved one.
God, throw me a bone every now and then. Jeez.
All right, I'll go first.
All right.
Knocked this up about 15 minutes before you came over.
Yeah, I did mine very last second.
In true Goslings tradition. Last minute. All right. Thinking about this all day too. Like, what am I doing for my typewriter? What am I going to do?
Oh, no, right.
Nothing came to me until I sat down.
Of course.
And started hitting keys. And then just gush.
Yep.
All right.
Every time news showed up.
Yep. What are you doing? Joey asked. He plopped down on the porch. Robert. They weren't friends exactly. More like buddies who tolerated each other since their houses were next to each other. Carving was all that Robert surrendered to his 10-year-old neighbor. Joey, as usual, pressed into the conversation, a nosy, unwelcome troublemaker, just like his mother. It was obvious. Robert's mom never complained, at least not in front of her son, but Robert knew more than most adults gave him credit for. Hours of quiet observation as he whittled away gave him an edge of wisdom slightly beyond his years. Well, no kidding. What is it, some kind of pig or something? It's a horse, Joey. Leave me alone. Looks like a deformed pig to me. Joey reached for the carving in progress, but Robert pulled away. Hours later, Joey finished dinner and returned to harass his victim. How's it coming? You carved the snout yet? It's a horse, Joey. See? Robert held up an impressively lifelike figure of a small horse. Joey feigned disbelief and reached out to snatch away the figure. This time he caught the delicate wooden tail and snapped it off. Robert closed his eyes and drew a deep breath to calm the rage building inside him. Joey smelled the brief lapse in his neighbor's composure and quipped, "Now it looks more like a pig. You really suck at this, you know." The next morning, Robert returned to his porch and his art form. And just like clockwork, Joey swaggered over and jeered. "How's the pig coming?" Robert held up the figure, which he had transformed into a picture-perfect swine, shortening the legs and carving a snout. Joey was stunned, speechless really. He instinctively tried to grab the figure, but Robert pulled away, only this time he held the blade of his carving knife in front of Joey's nose. "How about you go fetch me some more wood before I carve a snout on you?"
Awesome. I love it.
Thanks, man.
Is that directly inspired by your time in Idaho?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Actually, Christian, my son got a carving set for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, and I saw it,
cool.
I guess today or yesterday. I'm like, yeah, he should sit down and try to carve some stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll do that together.
Yeah.
And that came back to me as I was typing. Like, I could see Christian, because he's 11,
Yeah.
trying to carve something, and then some snotty quote unquote friend making a comment that would really bother him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah. That's a good skill for kids too.
It is.
Yeah, personal responsibility, more tactile stuff.
Working with a knife has an element of danger. You have to be careful. You have to be
Yeah.
responsible.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Thank you.
They never would have let me have a knife at like 10. Yeah. Actually, kind of, but not really. They let us have ninja stars.
They let you have like size
Yeah.
and
yeah.
katanas and ninja stars.
Oh, that's right. We did have the katanas.
And there's a lot
remember
of
when we
nunchucks. I mean, we had like the whole thing.
We sword fought with those katanas in the hotel room
We
at
did.
Holiday Inn.
We did.
One time. It was
Very
great.
sharp,
So
pointy
awesome.
swords.
Yeah.
But a pocket knife was like, it's probably gonna hurt you.
I mean, right, yeah. They really wouldn't. They were like kind of not okay with us having like, or me at least, having like real knife, like utility knives.
Maybe they were thinking like it's the difference between a .22 rifle and a handgun. Like a handgun's
Right.
going to be way more dangerous because it's small and you can.
And he can take it everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, he can't take his katana everywhere.
Yeah.
Mom.
You can't slip it in your pocket.
Yeah.
To school.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he can't take the katana to school, Carolyn. So we can let him leave the katana here.
But the thought of the pocket knife at the Tard farm.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude, you want to talk about chaos? You want to talk about Joker just, and here we go. Like you show up to the
That
Tard
was
farm
really good.
with the pocket. You know what the secret to the Joker is? To doing a good Joker voice, like a Heath Ledger Joker voice. You got to think like he's a psycho, right?
Mhm.
So he has a lot of anxiety, personal interaction, not a big deal, pent up, weird energy, right? He doesn't breathe when he speaks. He doesn't exhale when he speaks. If you go back and you watch how Heath Ledger did that Joker, it's all just part of the plan.
Kind of holding his breath as he talks.
Oh yeah, it's anxiety.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a cool observation.
Yeah, it's weird. I think, anyways, I'd have to go back and rewatch it to make sure. But that's
Did you see?
That's my, like,
did you see the
90s.
Joker with Joaquin Phoenix? Did you see that one?
I did not. I did not see that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I heard it was good though. I heard it.
Yeah,
I
I
remember you
loved
telling me
it.
about it.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah.
good. It was worth a watch. It's worth a watch.
You know what I did watch though, and I didn't hate was Suicide Squad. Like everybody hates Jared Leto's Joker, but honestly, like it's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just different. Everybody's. I mean, dude, how do you like? He's coming on the heels of Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Like he could not have done. You couldn't have done a Joker that anybody would have liked. I bet.
Yeah.
But he's not bad at it. It's just very different.
Yeah.
But I hear Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. That's a very.
I'm not crazy about the person, the actor himself.
Sure.
But his performance
Yeah.
is very unique and impressive. It's really impressive.
And psychologically logical.
Yes, absolutely.
I
It's
guess.
a perfect. I mean, it's a great, gritty.
Yeah.
Felt very real. Like you could see how that would be an actual. You could see how a maniacal
Someone could get to that point.
psychopath
Mhm.
could actually go through those things and become that way.
Yeah.
Like you could see that actually happening in the real world. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's what I
worth
hear.
a watch. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth a watch.
Well, it's got that kind of late 70s aesthetic too, right?
Is it late 70s
Or early
No,
80s.
more like early 80s, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
That's a cool vibe.
Yeah,
You
and
know-
you feel so bad for him. You really, they
That's what
truly
I
make
hear.
you sympathize with the Joker.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, then that's that motif is so cool. Like that's like that BBC motif, that like old Monty Python era, kind of like just like that Cold War, deep Cold War.
Yeah.
That deep Cold War aesthetic is really cool to
Yeah.
watch, whether it's New York City or London, or just wherever. It's pretty neat. But yeah.
Well, it's your turn, buddy.
All right. So I'm doing something totally different.
Good, cool.
Okay, here we go. Chester hated sticks. They littered the backyard and taunted him from their birthplaces in the cat sanctuaries in the sky. Chester would always bring them to his master whenever he found one, but the human would just throw them back into the yard for Chester to run and retrieve. It was maddening, this Sisyphean game of torment. The human called it fetch, but he called it hell. He wondered why his master chose to torture him so. He asked the other dogs at Valhalla, or doggy daycare, as his master called it. They said that Chester must have been a very bad boy in his previous life to get saddled with such an inconsiderate and incompetent human. Your hairless monkey boy is only good for food and car rides to Valhalla, Roscoe had told him. Roscoe was big and shaggy and had years of experience over the other dogs, but not so many as to have his mind addled by the steady march of time. Roscoe was a veteran good boy. He had seen things, man. There were trade secrets of the universe hidden behind those bushy eyebrows. But Roscoe had the answer. The next time Chester had the mood to strike him, he was out back hunting for sticks. After dropping a deuce in his favorite spot, next to his master's garden hose, and rolling in one of the finest and only the finest of coyote urine, Chester finished his afternoon constitutional by tracking down a stick of sizable proportions. Still feeling charitable for the living crash test dummy who provided him with his evening chow, Chester brought the stick to him. And like clockwork, the human hurled it as far as he could, nearly to the back fence. Chester raced after it as he always did, to catch it before he lost sight or memory of its landing spot. And when he found it, he promptly dropped down and began chewing it to pieces. His master yelled at him, frustrated and insisting that he bring it over. But Chester had grown wise. He knew. The cats in the trees above dropped sticks to harass dogs. Everyone knew that. Those big wooden sticks reaching up to the sky were nothing more than cat sanctuaries, safe zones for the mortal enemies of dog kind across the realm. They dropped sticks in retaliation for being chased up into them by dogs. Chester knew the score. But now, here was his human, putting on an egregious display of queenly drama over the fact that Chester had had enough of this hellish fetch. The stick must die. This is war.
So good. That's so good. Oh, it's so good. I love the doggy daycare is Valhalla, where all the warrior dogs congregate.
We're all the great heroes in our great hall.
I love it.
We all get together and sniff each other's butts.
What was anyone to say? Like the living crash, living crash test dummy.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
All I do is you just think about, like, I look at Lily, and I think about how Lily thinks of me, and then you just go,
Oh, that's good. Well done.
You got to know that, like,
hairless monkey, hairless monkey.
Your hairless monkey boy is only good for rides and food.
Adam said both of them were awesome.
Thanks,
you.
Man.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Benefits of cold shower include better alertness and mood, increased levels of testosterone, boosts the circulation system, drains the lymphatic system.
That's good.
Relieves depression. I didn't know that about the lymphatic system. That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wonder if heat stimulates, let's see, would heat stimulate bile ducts and make it worse? And then would cold reduce? If you're watching, get your wife on that. It says connection stable. Okay.
We're back.
Whatever.
We're back.
Okay.
We're still alive. We're still good.
Well, let's see. We got we should probably wrap it up here pretty soon. I got senoritas to anger. So,
I got a Mexican wrestler to go. I love watching him.
Yeah.
Hit on the
hit on the
senoritas at our local Mexican restaurant.
They're so cute. And they're so angry. and I know they're spitting in my fajitas.
They're so angry.
Yeah, it's
I hope they're
great.
not spitting in mine.
Yeah,
Get it
hopefully.
mixed up.
Yeah, look, if any of you are watching this, you meant
One thing I will not do is apologize.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, "Oh, I'm sorry for my."
No. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
No, I'm not.
Also, you don't like it here, go away.
Yeah,
Our country is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap up. What do you got going on?
Well, Mr. Burrell is doing the audiobook for book 3, Fire and Chaos, right now, and it's so amazing. It sounds so good, dude. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And what else? Hacker Jack is now live audiobook.
Oh, cool.
Which is great.
Nice.
And working on. Okay, this is the other thing. In April, we're doing this thing with a bunch of homeschool kids.
Yeah.
12 kids are coming over. We're gonna do a little like 1-day writing event, one writing class, if you will, for these homeschool kids. And what I did was I gave them a chapter out of the Timepiece, book 1 of my fantasy series. And I said, we want each of you to write 1,000 words or less backstory to this particular world. Like, you come up with ideas, you come up with characters, write a backstory in 1,000 words or less for what happened in this world before, the events of the Timepiece.
Yeah.
And so I got all 12 submissions in, and I'm like, and it was
cool.
really hard to do, but I've taken ideas from all 12 kids and I've weaved them into a storyline for one long backstory that I'm going to write.
That's tough to do, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to start writing, hopefully, Lord willing, I'm going to start writing tomorrow. And when it's done, we're going to create a book. We're going to put it on Amazon.
Yeah.
The story's going to be there. And at the end of the book, I'm going to have their some things that they sent me. So you can see what the kids actually wrote. So they all get credit for it. And then we're gonna publish it. I'm going to get some author copies and give each kid a book when they come over in April. I'm going to have it all done by then. Have a cover done. Like the whole whole 9 yards. And all the royalties from that book are going to go to charity.
Yeah, that's
Pick
cool.
the charity. Yeah, Rihanna's helping me with the right charity, but it's gonna have to do with like feeding kids that, outside of school don't get to eat.
Yeah, that's
there
a big
are a lot
problem.
of good charities around. It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. But it'll be. I'm really excited about writing it. I took all day yesterday to try to organize all the ideas into a timeline that makes sense.
That's awesome.
And I'm excited. And then after that, I have a passion project, which I'm going to tell you about at dinner.
Yeah, this is a secret.
My last passion project
so
was Henry Half Moon. This is going to be an adult novel. I'm actually
Really?
writing a novel.
Yeah. Nice.
I've done my kids series.
Too,
I've done
baby.
a young adult. I'm gonna grow up like you and
right
and write a novel, at least one.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be good.
Yeah. If growing up is like me, then
as a writer,
right. Well, even as
I don't want to grow up at all, but I want to grow up as a writer.
I guarantee that if you look, I appreciate that. It's very sweet of you, but I guarantee you, if you look at my sales numbers and Ding Dong sales numbers over here, like so somebody knows how to do it, But no, that's awesome, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
What about you?
So let's see, nothing really. I got I'm finishing up the experimental unabridged edition of Empyrean Falling. I'm in the last 6 or 7 pages of that.
Yep.
So that's been something I've been working on for probably 2 or 3 months now. And so that'll be 777 pages. And then I got a guy who can do the cover for that because it's just like a modified cover. So that should be pretty easy. And then after that, everybody wants it. So we're finally going to friggin' do it. Roman Coke and the Sasquatch.
Yes. Yes.
I understand. I finally understand how our dad felt about, like, you remember, like, because our dad had like a long and prestigious Southern gospel music career.
Yep.
Right. But none of us liked Southern gospel music.
Not really.
And so there was a flash in the pan moment there where dad like had opportunities to write movie scores.
Yeah.
And every one of us all of a sudden were like, Dad, when are you going to do the movie score?
Yeah.
When are you going to like stop doing this like, crappy like Southern gospel stuff that dad was really good at and also like bought us everything with.
But at the same time, he was really he was really looking forward to the opportunity.
He
I think he
was.
was passionate about movie scores. He just never
He was
had
hungry
the
for it.
opportunity to try his hand at it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly how, like, I understand how Dad felt now,
Mhm.
you know, with like, because every single person has been like, you know, basically like, when are you going to stop doing these stupid angel books and do the Sasquatch? They don't say it, but that's like, you know, that's the thing is like, okay, fine.
we're live streaming on the Fringe Mythology page, and one of the big themes of Fringe Mythology is cryptids. And there is no cryptid more famous than Sasquatch. And he's going to be writing a book called Roman Coke
and the Sasquatchalypse.
The Sasquatchalypse.
Yeah. I'm actually, you know, and to be fair, I think I can't remember, but I think I started writing it about this time last year.
Okay.
And I put it on hold to finish a couple of Heavenly Realms projects.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, technically, there's already like 30 pages, maybe.
Great.
Like kind of the first opening series of scenes, almost.
First chapter or two.
No, first few. You know what? I did something really different. I kept the chapters as small as possible.
Okay.
So it's just like a real fast,
that's good,
kind of periodic. Yeah, because you know, as a writer, I used to treat chapters like episodes of a TV show. Which, weirdly enough, I was inspired by Babylon 5, because Babylon 5 was, they say in the industry, it was the first televised book. Because J. Michael Straczynski originally, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but he was the show creator, the head writer, you know, executive producer, all that stuff. It was his project, and it was a 5-season sci-fi show. But he wrote it first as a book, and I don't think like as a novel, but he had like a Babylon 5 like Bible sort of, you know, of like everything that he wrote out. And so like every episode was basically like a chapter out of that massive you know work that he compiled on the back end. And so that's kind of how I originally
so you've been doing Heavenly Realms.
That's how I thought chapters were supposed to be. But that can work, but it's a real gamble, and I'm not sophisticated enough to pull that off. So like figured out that like the better way is what we were talking about, I think last time, with the hook and hammer. You know, you hook them in the beginning and do a hammer in the end, and you know, and that sort of tethering of the chapters together works a lot better.
One thing that I've been trying to do, that I do in the Travelers League series, the kids series, is I try to do every chapter like a scene in a movie.
Yes.
As opposed to an episode in a series. Just make it a scene in a movie and keep them short. And it's actually my, at the time, 9-year-old son, 9 or 10-year-old son, who said the chapters need to be shorter. He told me they need to be shorter. And
straight from the horse's mouth.
After the timepiece, after the first book or the second book, I can't remember. He said it's good, but I feel like the chapters need to be shorter. And so I just started breaking them into shorter scenes. Each chapter is a scene, and I guess it's working.
Well, and
I can get a chapter. I can get one in that. When I do that, I mean, I can get one chapter done in a day. In a morning before I go to work.
That's super smart too. That's a very wise thing as a writer, of like, if you break it up into small chunks, it keeps you motivated because you're accomplishing something. The worst thing in the world is being stuck on a single chapter for a bloody month. I mean, I've been stuck on a single chapter for a year before. Like, it can happen. You can really, really get stuck. And part of that growing process is learning how to move past that, work through it, work around it, do whatever you got to do to keep the train rolling. But smaller chapters, breaking them up into like little, probably 2,000 word, 3,000 word.
Well, in my kids' books, at the most, 1,500, 1,000 to 1,500. About 1,500 is about a chapter.
And for Henry Half Moon, any metric on that?
It was closer to 2,000. 2,000 for a chapter.
Which is probably 4 or 5 pages.
Maybe a little more. I don't know. I didn't do page count.
Okay. Probably on average, that's probably 6 pages.
Maybe 2,000
on average.
Somewhere between. I would say between 2,000 2,500 words in a chapter is probably normal for a young adult. I would think. And
that really is what you need to every day. You can probably accomplish that, and that keeps you going, and it keeps you from getting stagnant. It keeps you from just feeling like you're in a rut, because it's like, man, there's momentum, you know, like the train's moving, so I better keep moving because the train's moving.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it helps keep everything percolating. It helps oxygenate,
Yep.
the ideas.
Yep, for sure.
It's a really good idea. Like long chapters, you can afford a long chapter every now and then, but truly keeping those chapters really 10 pages or less makes a big difference, even in full-size novels. Like I've noticed it with Dune. With Dune, and I like Dune. Dune's a great book. Obviously, it's one of the classics. Well, not all classics are good. So,
True.
But Dune's a really fun book to read. Like every now and then, dude, there's like a chapter in there that'll be like 30 pages long.
Yeah.
I think there was one that was like 50 pages long that I read not too long ago. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I don't know what to do. This is so stupid.
At least put breaks in the chapter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good
some
stopping
sort of
points. People
scene
need
shift.
stopping points because people
do.
don't have 5 hours to sit down and read one
Right.
chapter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They need
Yeah.
breaks or chapter breaks.
And I'm a slow reader, so it takes me forever. Like Unintended Consequences is like that. They have a bunch of little short chapters, and then all of a sudden they'll just be, and you're just like, dude, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
I gotta work.
Yeah.
So, anyways, tricks of the trade.
Well, man, this has been fun.
Yeah,
it's good
dude.
getting caught up.
Good being back.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Adam, it's good to have you back.
Yes, sir.
Anybody
Thank
else
you.
watching, ghosting, creeping around our channel? It's good to have you back as well. I know who some of you are. You just don't comment. I know. You're cool. I love you guys.
Yeah, and thanks to the people on the Fringe Mythology page watching too.
Yeah,
I hope you
thank
enjoyed
you,
it.
everyone.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be doing it again next week.
Yeah.
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 Unless catastrophe strikes.
Yeah, and who knows? Yeah,
You never know.
we got 7 days.
Yeah.
Who knows what might happen next?
God can
You
do
know?
a lot in 7 days.
Yeah, he could. I mean, I'm gonna start like the Sasquatch book about the Sasquatch apocalypse, and at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Sasquatch apocalypse.
Anything can happen.
There's
There's going to be UFOs over the White House
Yeah.
any day now. I'm sure of it.
They're just the thing. They're the thing over.
You know the things.
David Greet. Yeah. Old
Greet.
B-star.
Oh, David, what's up, man? Yeah, good to hear from you.
Dude, okay, so real quick. Damn it. Okay, so real quick before we go. Sorry. So like David gave me the greatest roast like stew recipe. Like I want to say beef stew recipe, but it's not beef stew. It's he uses it for venison.
Okay.
And I had a bunch of steaks that I cooked, and then I didn't want to just reheat them and try and cook them, so I did like a stew thing.
Yeah.
And David gave me the recipe for it. Awesome cook. Awesome. It's like beef broth. I used a crock pot on slow cook or a pressure cooker on slow cook. Beef broth, baby carrots, celery, red onion, tomato. You chop up the steak into little strips, and then you let it cook. You can add like salt, pepper. I added cayenne, and then you just let it cook, and then you add like 2 or 3 things of cream of mushroom.
Okay. Ooh.
And you let it like congeal.
Oh yeah,
dude, it's so good.
The star stew.
Yeah, the star stew.
That's a bonus for everyone watching. You got a recipe.
I'm sorry, David. I outed
stew.
your venison thing.
Full credit to David Starr for that recipe. Full credit.
David, if that's a trade secret, by the way, if you want me to
He wondered how that turned out.
Dude, it turned out so
good.
The only thing about it was it turned out a little too soupy, a little too watery because I added too much beef broth. He said to use the powder, which I should have done. I didn't tell my cousin that, so he ended up getting cans.
Andy?
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah.
And so I ended up putting like 2 cans of the liquid beef broth in there, which is fun. Oh, you also want to use like a French onion dip kind of powder of some sort that kind of adds like a little bit of extra to it. I added some onion powder in there, which kind of helps.
Yeah.
But man, it was really good. My only thing is next time I do it, I probably will only use 1 can of beef broth instead of 2, just to make sure, because you want it to have that more like goopy kind of consistency. You don't want it to be like runny or watery. Yeah. Especially after you add the cream mushroom. I guess you could always like kind of boil it down a little bit, turn it on high heat, and sort of dehydrate some of that and get that
evaporate some of the
just
like
evaporate some of it out. that's a possibility. But so you can always course correct on the back end. But yeah, thanks, David. It's really good. I had a bowl of it this morning actually. I felt energized. And then I took a cold shower.
I was gonna say.
And then I did not lift weights. I just got fat. So yeah, we need to do a cooking episode. David used to I don't know, you can tell me if I'm not supposed to say this, David, but David used to be he's a very handsome man, and he used to be like a host, a TV host.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, David knows how to sell stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So if you guys want some vacation packages,
he's the man.
Yeah, David's the man.
All right.
Yeah. So anyways, well, Adam,
right,
David,
guys.
John, I'm pretty sure you were watching too. We appreciate you guys.
Yep.
I don't know anybody else who was watching. Thank you.
And our French mythology friends, thank you for watching as well.
Thanks
for
everyone.
joining us.
This is great.
I think I'm Nick.
I'm Jonathan.
And we'll see you next week.
We're the Gosslings.
We're the Gosslings.
And adios.
Later.
See you on the flip side. Who knows what'll happen?